This is my Honda Civic FK2 Type R, and today what I'm going to be doing is giving you a little review of what it's been like so far to own this car. Released back in 2015, this Honda Civic was the first Honda Civic Type R that Honda ever did that actually came with a turbocharger from the factory. With its 2-litre 4-cylinder engine with a turbocharger, this meant that the Civic is running with about 306 brake horsepower from the factory. And you know what, since owning it, all I can say is this car has been so much fun so far. So today I want to talk you through a few little things what I found which are brilliant, and then there are a few little niggles, few little issues that have also cropped up since I've had ownership of this car. Now, it might be me being biased, but I am going to say this. I think that this is probably, if not the most aggressive Honda Civic that Honda have ever done, especially because if I go around the back end of this car is so aggressive. With the fat start, you've got that massive wing on there which just looks amazing, but then when you drop down, the fact of it's got that diffuser and it's got 4 exhausts, it's got those quad tips, I think it just looks so aggressive and so sporty, it's absolutely insane. Now, I have actually had a FK8 on the channel before and done a review, and compared to this, the FK8 was a little bit softer, whereas I feel with the FK2 it's a little bit more raw as a car. Now, yes, the FK8 comes with a little bit more power, but I just feel that the FK2 just looks more aggressive, especially with that back end, it just looks so good. But the FK8 is still an aggressive car, but I just feel this has the edge compared to the FK8. Since driving both cars as well, what I can say is, like a lot of people who own the FK2 and people who have had the FK8 as well, this is more of a raw car. It's a bit like when I done the ST180 versus the newer ST like Sammy has, her orange one. The ST180 is just more of a raw feel car, okay, and it just feels a bit more for me of a driver's car because, like I say, this handles so well. It's such a beast on the road, and we are going to take it out for a spin and just show you what it can do. Now, the 306 brake horsepower that this comes with is something special, and when you put it in R mode, it really does just liven the car up further. But you can go and tune these really, really well. I've seen people who have changed just the cat on them, and then they've gone and done a map, and they're getting like 360, 370 brake horsepower. So it can be a bit of a handful, especially when it's running through the front wheels if you go and do some tuning. Now, if we go ahead and hop on the inside of this car, as you can see so far, these seats are absolutely amazing. Trust me, these seats are one of the comfiest, if not the comfiest seats in a car stock that I've ever been in. And then when you get in, it's just a comfy place to be. You've got all your mod cons on here that you want. If we turn the engine on, R mode just there, makes everything go nice and red, kind of puts it in. And with the R mode, what you go and get is you go and get a little bit tighter sort of steering, and your suspension just kind of stiffens up a little bit, and that's kind of what I've really noticed mainly. And then there's also a little bit more of a throttle response, but apart from that, it's a great drive whether you're in the R mode or not. Now, since owning this car, it's not been totally perfect because I've had 2 major issues that have cropped up. Number 1 is that the TPMS light, which is the tyre pressure monitoring system, keeps coming on. And when I've asked other FK2 owners, they've said it is something that happens a lot with these cars. And the best way to get around it is actually changing the wheels to some aftermarket ones. So my TPMS light keeps coming on around every 2 weeks, and that's after I've reset it 5 times. So it's not bad, but it is a little bit annoying, and honestly, it's probably going to be something that over time I will change the wheels on, but I am going to try and go back to Honda first to see what they can do to see if they can get the problem sorted. Now, the second issue that I've had with this car is this thing right here. So yes, the other issue that I've had is the touchscreen double DIN system that comes stock in the car, and I don't know if this is an issue that other FK2 owners have had, but mine just seems to have a mind of its own. So it will either not work when I'm trying to push buttons, or it will randomly start changing the screen sometimes, which is not the best. So like I say, I'm going to have to take it back to Honda to see what they can do, either give me a new one, or if they want to obviously give me some support with getting a double DIN aftermarket system to resolve the issue. Now, apart from those two things, this car is absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get you set up and we're going to go out for a drive and just show you what this car can really, really do. Right, ladies and gents, let's go give it a little blast and show you what this thing can do. So, for the purpose of this, we're going to put it in R mode because we can. And we're going to obviously make sure the music is not on and the screen is off so it can't do any funny business on me. But like I say, that is the only two issues that I've had, seriously. It's apart from just that, and then like I say, the tyre pressure monitor system, everything else has been good. I've had some bits changed on the tyre pressure monitoring system, so we know it's not anything else. We know it is a fault with the actual system. So like I said, I'm going to take it back to Honda and get it sorted, but let's take this out for a little drive. Like I say, guys, it is quite a stiff ride, especially when you put it in R mode. It is quite a firm suspension. So if you've ever been out in an FN2, they are quite firm from what I've heard. These are quite firm as well, but I don't know, I don't think it's too bad. I drive this daily and the brakes are really, really good as well. A little bit of wheel spin, a little bit more wheel spin. Nearly spinning in third was that. And I don't know if you can hear that little blow off valve turbo little which is amazing, because I've heard that if you then go and put an aftermarket system on these, especially if you get the E-Venturi carbon intake, which is a lot of money, literally that sound of it is deafening. But even on stock, just that little is so cool, just to hear that from the engine. So we're going to go on to the dual carriageway, give you a little pull, and I just think this thing is absolutely amazing. Now, what I have said about this car before though is from stock it is quite quiet in terms of exhaust. Until you open the pipes up on the inside, you actually get a bit. And when I've spoke to a few people, you can easily change a lot of this just purely by changing even just the B pipe. So it's that resonator pipe, I think, in the middle. If you change that, you'll notice a lot of difference. So good. Such a good car, and it pulls so well. Really does. And I actually went out for we went for a cars and coffee the other day, if you saw the video, and me and Danny were at a set of lights and we kind of pulled off, and Danny's car's probably about 400 brake horsepower from his S3 with a DSG box as well, and he got away from me, but I wasn't too far off his back end, trust me. And again, this is 306 brake. I had R mode on, so it might have obviously given me a little bit more, but and obviously being a Honda, it revs. It loves to rev. And when you put it in R mode, it's so cool because it has like yellow lights that kind of work their way up, sort of more like green into a yellow into a red, so it's obviously telling you when to shift and stuff like that, which is absolutely amazing. But what we're going to do, we've done you a few pulls on here. I'm going to pull off onto some country roads because that's where this thing is at home. It's a hot hatch, we want to get it on those back roads, and we really, really want to test it. So we're going to just pull off the dual carriageway because it's not the best road to be testing this bad boy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get onto a back road where this thing does its job really, really well. Just handles so well. Such a cool car. Put it into R mode and throttle response is up, suspension just stiffens up a little bit, steering feels like it gets tighter. That might just be me thinking it's getting tighter, but it is an absolute weapon of a car. 306 brake, front wheel drive. It's just absolutely amazing for what it is, and Honda, in my opinion, have created an absolute weapon of a car here. It just puts a smile on your face. The noises, and this is just stock, like I say, the exhaust is a bit quiet from standard, i.e. at idle, but once you put it in R mode and you open the taps up, it's actually not that bad. And then, like I say, all you've got to do is maybe change the cat or even just the B pipe, take out some of those little resonators, and you can really get a lot more sound out of this car with just a few little exhaust changes. And then obviously if you wanted to get a remap and get maybe another 50-60 horsepower, you could do that as well, and it's just so much fun. So the thing for me with buying this car is I wanted, like I've said before, a hot hatch that's fast and fun and family friendly, which this is. 5 doors, Isofix, big boot, really comfy. The missus finds it amazing in terms of comfort in the passenger seat. She didn't think it would be this comfortable. She was actually really skeptical about it when I got it. But then if you flick it into R mode and you want to give it a blast, it can put you in the back of your seat and you can blast it around some B roads and you can have some fun. It is actually one of the, probably I would say, top 5 cars for a fast, fun family hatchback, you know. And that is probably, with something like this, I'd probably definitely look to put like a Golf R in there from people I've spoke to. The Focus RS is absolutely amazing as well, and these are more of the modern day ones I'm talking about, but those are 3 that I can think of off the top of my head that are fast, fun, family friendly dailies, and that are amazing hatches that you could also tune and get a lot more out of them as well. So guys, as you can tell, I've spun you round and I'm going to give you some front footage action. R mode is on. Let's see what we can do. Oh, so much fun. Oh, up the tail of the ST. Oh, spoiled our fun. Woohoo! Man, she does pull. She does pull. Oh man, so fun. Brakes are good. You know what? I absolutely love this car. I think Honda have created something amazing with the FK2. By turbocharging it, they've obviously done such a big benefit in terms of keeping up with the competition by giving it more power. Obviously means it's then more tunable on top of that, and I know people turbocharge the FN2s and the EP3s, but by just cutting out that middleman, it's just an amazing piece of machinery. It is fun, it's fast, it's family friendly, loads of space in the back, it's 5-door. The only thing I would love to know is what this car would be like with 4-wheel drive. So if we were then going to compare it to like the Focus RS, or if with the FK8 we said that it was just missing, in my opinion, a 4-wheel drive system. So I absolutely love this, and would I recommend it? Yes, I would. Yes, I know I've got the issues with the TPMS light and the screen not working optimally, but honestly, once those things are sorted out, like you could get an aftermarket double dim, which most people might get if you want Apple CarPlay or Android or whatever it might be, aftermarket wheels if you want to modify it, which over time I'm probably going to want to. This thing is such a good car. With the fact that you can tune it, obviously, like I say, you can do a B pipe or obviously a sports cat or a D cat or both, and you could literally change that and get a remap, and you might be looking at 360, 370 brake through the front wheels. Is absolutely amazing. It looks aggressive. When you look at the outside, you don't really need to change much. Yes, you can go and get like side skirt extensions and stuff like that, but the fact I like about this is it looks really aggressive. You don't have to do really anything on the outside, and you can still get over speed bumps and do daily driving, whereas, you know, with the Evo or a lot of other modified cars that people have, it's hard to get over speed bumps, and you have to kind of take these things into consideration, whereas with this, you don't need to. It will go over every speed bump, every hump, this, that and the other. On the back roads with the Evo now, I have to be a bit careful in case I'm going to rip my splitter off. With this, I don't have to worry. It's such a good car, and you know what, I would highly recommend one. So if you're thinking of buying a fast, fun, family hot hatch, go find an FK2, test drive it, put it in R mode, give it a blast, and I'm sure you will love it. And for me personally, it's the best Honda Civic out there if we are going to exclude the old school ones. You know, we all love the like EGs and EKs and stuff like that, but for me, in terms of the modern stuff, okay, like the FN2, I'm going to put the EP3 in there, the FK2, the FK8 and the FL5, especially the turbocharged ones. So the FK2, the FK8 and the FL5, out of those three, this is my favourite. So as always guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that little review, and please like, comment, share, subscribe, keep getting those subs up, keep supporting the channel, because I really appreciate it. Let me know what you think to the car. Are you thinking about going out and now having a look at buying one? Because also guys, these are actually quite a rarer car on the market when it comes to these Civics. There was only, I think, 2,500 of the FK2s released in the UK, and 525 of them were in the white that I've got, which is actually quite rare if you think about it. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.